Before you get started with Loctite resins for your 3D printing project, there are a few basic tips and tricks to keep in mind. In today's episode of Learn with Loctite, we will share our best practices to make sure you're getting the most from your resin. It is important to remember that uncured resin can pose a risk to your health. Before getting started with any material, you should always review the MSDS. Once you are informed of potential safety concerns, you will need proper PPE to handle the resin. You should always be wearing long sleeves, nitrile gloves, and safety goggles when in the presence of uncured resin. A respirator could be needed depending on material used. To begin the printing process, you will need your materials, including necessary PPE, Loctite material, and documentation, such as your workflow validation, TDS, and MSDS. Next, you will need to prepare your printer. Adjust any settings as necessary on the printer according to your workflow. Once all your settings have been input, secure the resin tray into the printer. Now that your printer is ready, it is important to prepare your resin for printing. Before opening the bottle, thoroughly agitate the resin. You can either shake the resin by hand or use a bottle roller. Once the resin is thoroughly mixed, open the bottle and carefully pour into the tray, trying to avoid any drips or spills. Have a lab wipe handy in case of spills. Be sure to note the date opened on the bottle for shelf life purposes and close tightly. Once your Loctite resin is loaded into your print tray, you will need to either wait until all air bubbles on the surface have dissipated or gently agitate the resin with a soft spatula or playing card. This prevents air bubbles from being encapsulated into the printed parts. Now you are ready to print with Loctite. Find a validated workflow or detailed technical data by visiting LoctiteAM.com.